I was 14 years old when I found out I was pregnant. I was still in middle school. I wasn't old enough to work, not anywhere near graduating. It was a pretty scary time in my life. I wasn't sure what I should do. My boyfriend's mother and my stepfather were both encouraging me and pressuring me, telling me to have an abortion. And so I had a lot of pressure from outside family. Now my mother, she did stand behind me in whatever I wanted to do.
Growing up, I didn't know that I was an unplanned pregnancy, but I could definitely tell that my mother was a lot younger than other moms.
My mother started looking for places to first of all make sure that I was actually pregnant. So she looked it up. She found the pregnancy center in the telephone book back in those days, and we went there to get the pregnancy test to confirm that I was pregnant. When I walked into the center, I felt very welcomed. I was quickly greeted and ushered into a room where I didn't feel judged or condemned, and they just started showing me, you know, how God created life and how beautiful it was, and the counselor comforted me, and she began to show me the little babies growing inside of me. I definitely decided that I couldn't take that away, that I wanted to experience life. During that initial pregnancy test and meeting with the counselor, that I was going to choose life.
I'm extremely grateful that my mom was able to go to a place and not feel judged, but feel loved and given the guidance to choose life for me.
My daughter Samantha was born January 25th, 1988. First time I held my daughter, I didn't want to let her go. I obviously stayed up staring at her. Back in those days when you had a baby, they took them, you know, into another room after and gave mom a break to take a nap. Now babies stay in the room with their mothers. So I remember I didn't want them to take her away. I wanted her to stay with me, and she was precious. I knew she was a miracle. I adored her, and I was thankful that I had her. So I wanted to finish my education, and I got my GED when I was 15 years old, so I did manage to get my high school diploma. So, and went on within a few years I started going to college and obtaining credits there, and got my bachelor's degree today. So it didn't slow me down. If anything, it helped. She gave me a reason to try harder and to work harder.
My life has been a great adventure. When I was about 9 years old, I gave my life to Christ. I went to school, I got my degree. I was a teacher at a private Christian school for 6 years. I met a wonderful Christian man, and we got married, and we've been married almost 10 years now. And we also now have a beautiful son that's about a year old.
I'm so proud and so thankful for the great woman and mother that my daughter has become today.
Our story is so amazing because my mom walked into the doors of a woman's place all of those years ago, and 30 years later, I gave birth to my son at a breath of life. My son came into the world in an environment with worship and where we felt truly supported and truly loved. My son's first breath of life was a gift from God.
Seeing Jedi just reminds me that I'm so thankful that I chose life, because in him life just continues to go on because of that choice. And he's just a joy to not only to me but to my daughter, and to watch her, the joy in her eyes as she raises him is a beautiful thing.
I'm just so grateful to my mom for choosing life for me. I celebrate it every day. Thank you, Mom. I love you so much.